What happened, Colin?
The short version is, I got my head chopped off and mounted, while you got yours substantially blown off by a high-powered rifle.
Then, where are we now?
You got me, Snow White, my sweet darling. Although, judging by the lack of set decoration, I guess we're in limbo. Or some similar waiting room to the afterlife.
So, we're dead then?
Well, considering my condition, I certainly hope so. But I'm not entirely convinced you are. You have that still holding on to her last shuddering breath look about you.
Then what should I do?
Well, I don't know. Have you tried waking up?
Welcome back, Snow. How long what? Do you mean how long since you were shot? You've been in a coma for just over 6 weeks. We've all been taking turns looking after you. King Cole just handed you off to me this morning. I don't think you should try to talk just now. If you promise to stay calm and quiet, I'll be happy to fill you in on what's happened. But only for a minute or two. Then I need to tell Dr. Swinehart that you're back among us. Understand, though, that I got most of this secondhand, since I'm still not allowed up at the farm.
Move back! Damn you all!
The foiled revolution threatened to flare up again, in the chaos that immediately followed your shooting.
Settle down, every god-cursed one of you, or I'll gun the lot of you down where you stand.
But boy Blue, Bluebeard, and your ex-husband quickly took control.
And you, boy, don't blow that bloody horn again or I might forget you're on our side.
I understand even Boy Blue's monkey was of some help, although I can't imagine how.
Heave to, Chicken Little! You can't escape our swift, sure justice!
But I'm innocent! I was framed! My heart was always with you guys! Honest!
Once a semblance of order was restored, the loyal Fables were fanned out on a search for Goldilocks.
Do you really still think there's a chance that she's still nearby? She's had more than an hour to make her get away.
They found her weapon where she'd abandoned it, but by then, she was long gone.
She can't hide from us forever. Where can she go?
Certainly not back to the homelands. I hear the adversary wants her dead at least as much as we do.
And losing Goldilocks was the least of their problems. They still had to work out what to do with the treasonous Fables, and what to do with the Wakened Dragon and 3 giants.
I'm hungry.
It was hard enough hiding them from the Mundies while they were asleep, and that's all I'm going to say for now, because I really need to report that you've finally woken up. And I suspect you need some non-coma rest.
2 more weeks pass.
One guest at a time, and that's final, or I'll ban all of you.
If you insist, Doctor.
Good morning, Bigby. Is it your turn in the babysitting rotation again?
Every 3rd day, whether you want me or not. How does it feel to be back on real food?
If this bland mush counts as real food, then I'd just as soon they put the IV tubes back into me.
I'll see if they can do better. Other than the bad cuisine, how are you?
Bored out of my mind. Help me break out of here and I'm yours forever.
Sorry, Snowfall, but I'm on their side. You're staying put for now. You still have a long way to go before you're officially all better.
Then at least tell me the latest news. Day after day of Monday TV is rotting what's left of my brain.
Well, the war trials have started.
Stay in line, no talking.
Remember, if you wish to present evidence in mitigation, extenuation, or even refutation of any charges, it is up to you to mention it when you get to the front of the line.
Next.
King Louie, of the Kipling group of Fables.
Charges?
Actively aiding the revolutionaries, but not one of the ringleaders. He took part in the hunt for Snow White.
Do you dispute these charges or insist on a formal trial?
No, I guess not.
Then I sentence you to 20 years of hard labor, Reduced to 5 years, conditional on your good behavior. Next.
Reynard the Fox. No charges. He actively resisted the revolutionaries and thereby saved Snow White's life.
For which the Fable community owes you a debt of gratitude. I hope you'll forgive us for putting off any formal recognition of your inspirational acts of heroism for another occasion.
No problem. Glad to help.
Next.
Posey Pig. Revolutionary ringleader, complicit in the murder of Colin Pig, the kidnapping and enslavement of Weyland Smith, and the attempted murder of Snow White.
In my own defense, I'd like to say that—
Save it for later. Posey Pig is ordered held over for formal tribunal in contemplation of capital punishment.
Take this pig into custody.
Next.
Time moves on as it will.
So, what do you want for Christmas, Miss White?
How about a one-way ticket out of here?
Granted.
Seriously?
First thing tomorrow morning.
Congratulations, kiddo. You're finally sprung.
We need to celebrate. Did any of you manage to sneak some champagne past the stormtroopers out there?
Not a chance. Dr. Swinehart catches everything, and that fat nurse is downright scary.
But, lacking liquid spirits, you can indulge in a little schadenfreude, at least.
How so?
This is execution day up at the farm. The revolution's ringleaders should be receiving the wages of their crimes, even as we speak.
Dun Pig, you also have been found guilty of high crimes against Fable kind, for which the sentence is death. Jack Ketch, carry out the sentence.
And try to do a better job on me than you did on my cousin, you incompetent butcher. See if you can do this one in 10 chops or less.
The following morning.
How did the farm Fables take it?
About as well as could be expected considering the bad days that preceded it and made it necessary. It'll take time before things get back to normal up there.
If things ever do.
It'll happen, Snow. One of the advantages of near immortality is that we can learn to accept and adapt to most anything. Eventually.
I suppose so. Which brings us, more or less, to the one subject that you've each made sure to avoid around me.
And that would be?
I know you've been protecting me until I was well enough, and I appreciate it, Bigby, but now it's time to tell me about Rose Red. When does my sister go up on the chopping block? Or has it already happened?
What the hell are you talking about?
Welcome back, Snow. How are you feeling?
When will you be back to work?
She was one of the ringleaders. Even though she joined late, she—
Are you joking?
I need to renegotiate my rent again.
Do you seriously not know what happened up there? What she did?
I thought so. She made it pretty clear to me at the time. What do you think needs further explanation?
Welcome home, Miss White. We've missed you dearly these past months.
Are you completely unaware that she saved your life?
Excuse me?
It all came out at her hearing. The revolutionaires had just killed Colin, and after cutting you entirely off from outside contact, it was obvious to her, if not you, that the two of you were next. It was unlikely you'd survive the night, in fact. So Rose convinced the revolutionaires that her sympathies were with them. She was reluctantly persuaded to join them, but only on the condition that they didn't outright murder you.
Yeah, okay, she said something like that at one point, but I thought—
She bought enough time for one of you to figure a way out of your predicament. Which you eventually did.
God strike me down for a fool, Bigby. I never realized.
Well as I live and breathe, if it isn't the very Wayland Smith Esquire, come down from the farm on the very first warm day of spring. 2 unexpected pleasures at once.
Hello, John. It's not unexpected for everyone, I'm sorry to say. Snow White summoned me down here. Most likely to sack me for the way I screwed up my administration of the farm.
Oh dear. Some dark business that was last year. Terrible days.
Tell me about it.
I don't blame you for what happened up there, Weyland. We haven't yet been corrupted by the Mundy's modern social philosophy concerning such things. The responsibility lies entirely with the perpetrators and not their victims.
I'm relieved to hear that, Snow.
Just the same, though, you have to realize there's no way you can resume administration of the farm.
Yes, I knew one way or another I was finished there the night they first came for me. You need a boss who can continue to command their respect.
I'm sorry, Wayland.
Not at all. To tell you the truth, I'm actually looking forward to moving down to the city for the first time in... What, has it been a full century now?
I'll approve of it if that's your decision, but I wonder if I can talk you into taking on a new task first.
Yes?
Let's stroll a bit. Somewhere we can talk more privately. You push. Those caves upstate are still full of Mundy firearms, right? Would you consider continuing to adapt them for use by non-human Fables?
Huh? But I thought you didn't support...
No, I supported neither their revolution nor their methods, but their idea to create modern arms we can use against the adversary is a good one. We'd be fools not to follow up on it.
You want to invade the homelands?
Of course. Not today, not this year, and probably not even this decade, but someday, yes. The adversary has us vastly outnumbered in raw troop strength, and he has 100 witches and sorcerers to every one of ours. We need an advantage in weapon systems. So, will you continue providing it to us? Only not chained up this time, of course. You'll be free to work at whatever pace suits you.
I'll consider it.
Thank you. Let's go this way.
If you'll put me up in one of the Woodlands guest rooms tonight, we can continue this tomorrow. In the meantime, I've got a bit of a surprise for you, though I have no certainty if it's a good one, or otherwise.
Yes? What is it?
Rose Red rode down from the farm with me. She's been doing real great work up there, but I think she's finally ready to see you face to face. She's waiting out in the truck, in case you're not up to seeing her yet. Go on in. She's waiting for you in the chapel. That small one back in...
I know the way. So, here I am. The prodigal returns and all that.
Come in.
Obviously, just in time for the latest in a never-ending string of awkward moments between estranged sisters.
I hope not. At least, I hope we can work through it someday and maybe get back to the way we were so long ago.
Do you really think that's likely? Or even possible?
Yes, I do, because I forgave you long ago for what you did.
Oh, how perfectly noble of you. But what if I haven't forgiven you yet?
For what? What did I ever do to you to deserve so many years of open scorn?
Isn't it obvious, even to one as oblivious as you?
I guess you'll have to spell it out for me.
Look at you! You're alive! I was standing right next to you as half of your head was blown all over my fucking shirt. Your skull and brains were all... And yet you got better. How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I do. The Mundys adore you by the millions. By the hundreds of millions. They keep making their god-awful animated movies and writing their endless children's stories about you. So you can't die. They'll never let you. But who remembers me? Not 1 in a million of them. It used to be Snow White and Rose Red. Now it's just Snow White, period. All alone, no sister needed or desired, thank you so very much. If it had been me who'd taken that bullet, I'd be dead as a doornail.
And how is that my fault?
When we were young, back in the cabin, we pledged we'd be together forever. You and me against the world. Remember? But the moment your pretty Prince Charming came along, you rode off with him without so much as a backward glance.
It wasn't like that. I sent for you to come live with us.
Eventually.
And that was my great crime. It took me too long to send for you. And that's why you seduced him and ruined my marriage? All to punish me?
Bingo.
Fine. Then you had your revenge long ago. Why are the claws still out after all these years?
Because you're still the popular one, and I'm fed up with living in your shadow.
Then do something about it.
I already have. I've been working up at the farm, first to work off my public service debt.
That was finished at least 6 months ago.
And then because it kept me away from you. Surprise. First I found out I was good at it, then found out I liked it. So all that's left is to formalize the arrangement. You need a new farm administrator?
You?
Why not me? Weyland is out and I can do the job. You run the city Fabletown and I run the farm. So at long last we're back to being equals again. I can handle that, can you? As my first official duty, I've already come up with the solution to our giants and dragon problem. They don't want to go back to sleep for hundreds of years, and who can blame them? But in their present form, we could never keep them out of sight, and just keeping them fed is already threatening to strip the farm bare. So what we have to do is make a sacrifice in the short term to prevent a disaster in the long run. Okay, listen up, kids, because this is what we're going to do. Do you guys know what a permanent transformation spell is? All you have to do is authorize the use of the discretionary spending budget for both Fabletowns for the rest of this year and probably the next. We have to buy a very expensive set of enchantments.
And soon enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, important visiting and dignitaries, since the originals are dead, meet the Three Little Pigs Part 2. Johnny, Donnie, and Lonnie, formerly Giants of the Renown.
So where's our cottage?
Well done, Rose.
Wonderful.
You did it.
The Mundy's need for the Three Little Pigs to match their beloved story is satisfied, and not a one of them would know or care that they're different piggies with different names. What about Clarathea the Dragon?
Clara is now my new best friend and enforcer.
Enforcer? How?
Show them, sweetie. We decided to hold on to one of her more advantageous dragon qualities. No more revolutions here.
Charming.
And later, as soon as she could politely slip away, when she could hold them back no longer, Snow White removed herself to a quiet private place and let the tears out. She cried for all the killing and terror of the past year at the farm, and she cried for the sister she had lost so many years and perhaps found again. But most of all, she cried for the loss of a true wise friend called Colin Piggy.